here we are in the BMW i8 Roadster. And incredibly, the first concept car for this i8 came out in 2012, and it was originally called a Spider, had no roof. And then a couple of years later, along came the Coupe, which still, if it was released now, 10 years on, 20 years on, it would still look incredibly futuristic and space age, as does this. It sounds pretty good as well. It sounds good considering it's only a 1.5 litre 3-cylinder engine. But this 3-cylinder is a little bit grumpy and growly. It's essentially a 6-cylinder cut in half, so you can understand why. And we're on some very undulating roads in Spain. We've been to Valencia, now we're in the mountains exploring, and it's incredibly beautiful here. And this car rides the bumps well, first impressions. It's a little bit softer than I thought it was going to be, and it's a little bit, dare I say, little tiny bit lacking in power. So you've got two different power sources, as you probably know because it's a hybrid car. From the rear we have this 3-cylinder 1.5 litre engine with 231 horsepower, and at the front we got the electric motor, and the front motor gives you an additional 143 horsepower. So when you add the two, if your maths is good and you've been paying attention, you'll know that you get a total of 374 horsepower. The original Coupe was prone to being a bit understeery, and this, I have to say, is a little bit as well. It seems to turn in okay, but then if you just over-egg a corner a little bit, you do get that nasty little bit of understeer. But we're just having a nice cruise, beautiful sunny day in southern Spain, and enjoying this car. I like the fact that it's quite bumpy, the road's quite bumpy, but it's very, very comfortable in this car. It's a really beautiful driving position, actually. It's very driver-centric. Everything's angled at the driver, making it easy and comfortable for the driver. You've got also fantastic visibility, and not only when the roof is down, but when the roof's up as well, the visibility is very good. And this, what would normally typically be the transmission, is actually your batteries under there, and it's got a very low center of gravity because of that. The weight is very low. The total weight of the car is 1,590 kilograms, the dry weight of the car. And you know what, in the interest of this audio, I am going to do something that I want to show you. Very conveniently, we're going around a corner, that actually you can put the roof up or down at 31 miles an hour, which is 50 kilometers an hour. So that's pretty cool. So we should get a little bit of peace and quiet, because it is very, very quiet with the roof up. And then if we go even more stealthy, we can go into eDrive up to 90 kilometers an hour, and all I can hear is a very faint bit of pop music from some terrible Spanish radio station. How about that? Look at that. So quiet. It's incredible. We've just been driving it in sport, roof down, wind everywhere, lots of really good noise from this 3-cylinder engine. And I know the car's giving me some synthetic noise. It's making me feel like I'm hearing the engine probably more than it is. But now it's a complete and utter contrast. Wow. But you know what? I think I prefer it with the roof open and in sport mode. So let's go back to how we were. There we go. Roof down. Knock it in sport, away we go. The styling on the car, not a great deal has changed. The headlights have changed, you've got different DRLs here on the headlights. And in fact, this car has an optional extra of laser lights. And these laser lights can penetrate up to 600 meters, which is just incredible. But it comes at a price. £5,100 to be exact. And one of the key changes on the car is actually there used to be a vent here that used to cool the electric motor, but what they were finding with the Roadster, that the hot air was actually going up over the car and in the cockpit, which of course is not a good thing, especially if you're in a hot place like we are today. So the cooling now goes from out here and alongside the car, and they've introduced that to the coupe version as well. It looks incredible. It looks like nothing else on the road in terms of how modern and up-to-date it is. It's got this funky looking air duct floating buttress. It's not just for show, it's actually to reduce drag and to get the airflow going through as well. The colour is called E-Copper. It's a brand new colour that's just been launched especially exclusively for the i8 Roadster. And it's another £645 as an optional extra, as are these wheels. The wheels are an optional extra. Comes as standard 20-inch wheels, but these ones are about 1 kilo less than the standard wheels. And if you look in the interior as well, the interior is very beautiful, but I'm not sure I'd pay another £2,450 for this interior, as beautiful as it is, because I think the standard interior is pretty special as well. The car maintains its dihedral doors, which is very clever for a convertible car, for an open-top car.
to have a dihedral door is very clever, and they look fantastic. And if I just show you the roof, which is very special little roof, from the key now that's actually standard on the i8 Roadster, which we'll show in a bit of detail in a moment, but you can double tap and then the roof opens like this, or closes, as we're about to do now, in 15 seconds, and you can do this up to 31 miles an hour, about 50 kilometers an hour. And really bizarrely, I don't think I've ever seen it on any car before, the roof closes vertically, not horizontally. So if we open the roof, and the roof closes here, and they're way on the coupe where you had the 2+2 seats, so you have very small seating in the back. On this car, you've actually got storage space here, extra storage space. So it's got more storage space on this car than it has on the coupe. The key's pretty funky as well, because I know they've been around for a while, but it's just another thing that makes you feel like you're living in the future. You can open and close windows or doors, and you can set the temperature before you even get in the car. It's just another element of the car to make you feel very futuristic.
Amazing couple of days in Spain with BMW, and this i8 has been a real eye-opener for me, actually, no pun intended with the I. Like it or not, hybrid cars are definitely the future. There's absolutely no question, and for me, hybrid cars do it much more than full EV. With a hybrid, you get no range anxiety. If you want to drive to south of France, it's late at night, or you haven't planned anything, there's no problem. You just smash across a continent and you know that you've got the combustion engine to help you out. But otherwise, if you're full EV, you've got that range anxiety all the time hanging over you. And there's no question it will come. I just don't think we're ready personally for full EV. But if you want it, you've still got it with this car. You've got a range of 31 miles. So if you want to do your commute and save a shed load of money on fuel, you can still do it in this car. You know, I've been with this car for a couple of days now, driven some incredible roads and done quite a few miles. It's really hard to sum it up. I think it's hard to sum it up because there's no direct comparison. Normally it's very easy because you say, oh, well, it's like the GTC or the Aston Martin DB11 Volante, and you have a comparison to compare it with, but I genuinely think this car is in a league of its own. The only car you could really compare it to head as being an open-top hybrid sports car would bizarrely be the 918, which is just crazy, really, because that's a hypercar, but it is genuinely the only car that you can do a direct comparison with. And don't get me wrong, I'm not delusional, because this is certainly not 918 performance. It does lack a little bit in terms of power. I wish it had just a little tiny bit more power. But the car really is in a class of its own. It's the first open-top hybrid sports car, GT, whatever you want to call it, in the world. It really is a trailblazer. Thanks as always for watching, guys. Got lots of good stuff to come. Tiff will be back soon as well. Give it a like, share, comment, all that lovely stuff. And let me know below, what camp are you in? Are you in the EV camp or are you in the petrol, diesel, combustion engine camp? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks again for watching.